Our first major assignment for this semester was our personal narrative. Um, for this, the main prompt was to just write about what in your life brought you to the major you decided on here at App. So I wrote about psychology because I'm a psychology major, and just the different things in my life that led me to want to go into the field of psychology to help people understand the mental illnesses they're struggling with and help them find ways to cope. My writing process for this personal narrative was very reflective and just looking over my life and the things that have happened to me that have led me to this point, and then finding a way to put that down in words to really tell the story of what has really called me to want to pursue a career in psychology. My intended audience for my personal narrative was just the general population. I wrote it in a style that's very easy to read and really lays things out and puts things into detail so anyone can kind of get a feel for the experiences I've gone through. Some issues I had with this paper were just being able to put the thoughts and memories I have in my own head into writing that would really allow the reader to understand and visualize these things that I've been through that had such a great impact on my life and where I am at now, and that have led me to this career path that I'm on. Our second main assignment for the RC 2001 class was a rhetorical analysis based on two articles that we found ourselves based on our major. For this rhetorical analysis, I chose to evaluate two different articles based on psychosis and schizophrenia in the young population. I chose these because they have to do with psychology and they focus around the two parts of psychology that I'm particularly interested in, which is psychosis and youth and children. The process for writing a rhetorical analysis is a lot different than that of a personal narrative. To write a rhetorical analysis, you need to read the articles not based so much on their content, but based on how they're constructed and the different things that are utilized within the writing to convey the message that it's trying to. For this rhetorical analysis, I looked at things like the rhetorical appeals, like ethos, pathos, and logos, and also the intended audience and the tone of the article that I was looking into. Some issues I ran into while writing this rhetorical analysis was that it's harder than one may think to really step away from a reading and be able to just look at it as it's constructed and not so much as in the content and what it's trying to inform you about, but just to really look at how it's trying to inform you of these things and the way that the author or authors really structured everything to convey a certain message and a certain tone to a certain audience. Our final major assignment for this course was a research paper based on a topic within our major. For this, I chose to do psychosis in youth because these are two things that are very crucial and very underreported and under-researched in the field of psychology and within the field of child development. To write a research paper is different than that of both a personal narrative and a rhetorical analysis. To write a good research paper, you need to be able to really comprehend what the authors are telling you so you can provide correct information within your research paper, but you also need to be able to look at some of the rhetorical appeals and different ways the author structured their article. This allows you to really understand what type of article you're reading, whether it's scholarly or just public media. The intended audience for my research paper is people who are interested in the field of psychology and have a little bit of background knowledge on it, or just parents who have children who they think may be suffering from some sort of psychotic disorder. I say this because it takes a little bit of background knowledge on just basic psychology for some of the things I talk about to really make sense and be able to stick with a reader. I think the biggest issue I ran into while writing my final research paper was that it was difficult to find articles that aligned well with my topic because it is such an under researched and underreported issue within society. But then also finding these articles that were credible and reliable and had sources along with them if they weren't scholarly articles themselves. Overall, RC 2001 allowed me to become a better writer through learning how to write more critically and really evaluating my work and also the sources that I'm using in writing my work. It allowed me to look at writing from a different perspective and really be able to understand the writing process.